Good day, folks. My name is Muggsy. Today I shall be narrating on behalf of Facts, and today we're talking about a subject called the red-haired giants. Something you may or may not have heard of, but here we go. I will begin to narrate from here. Red-haired giants. Throughout history, there has been a terrifying character in historical stories and legends told by different cultures and ethnicities around the world. The giants have been presented in most tales and stories, Bible stories, Native American stories, myths, and children's stories. The Peyote Tales states that Saitika were a tribe of red-haired cannibal giants who hunted people in the western United States. In Norse mythology, the Jotuns are mentioned as a giant race of spirits of nature with superhuman powers. Gigantes have been mentioned in Greek history. In ancient Persian stories, divs are mentioned. The Bible tells not only the famous story of David against giant Goliath, but also the tribes of the great giants, some who strangely had 6 fingers and toes on each hand and foot. Nephilim are also mentioned in some religious texts. In all these stories there is a fixed and common point that connects them all, and that point is, there were giants. But the stories of the giants are not limited to the past and religious tales. While today, during this century, it seems that most attention has been paid to UFOs and spaceships, but we should know that the sighting of the giants has also happened. From these observations in the 20th century and the 21st century, we can mention royal giants of the Incas, or the bloody battle of the Guadalcanal in World War II. When Japanese soldiers announced confrontation with red-haired giants in the Solomon Islands, or the Patterson-Gimlin movie in 1967, which of course is quite similar to a Bigfoot. But perhaps the most famous encounter of the New Age with the giants is the story of the Kandahar giants in 2002. A US military unit reportedly disappeared in the Afghan desert, and a task force was sent to search for them. After the group walked along a remote mountainous terrain, the task force reached an entrance of a large cave, but before the soldiers could enter the cave, they were attacked by the cave dwellers, Kandahar giants. According to eyewitnesses, the giants were 3 to 5 meters tall and had red hair and a red beard with 6 fingers on each hand. The giants also carried a huge spear, and before other members of the team can shoot, one of the other members of the special group is attacked by the giant. The giant is said to have been so large and powerful that it took 30 minutes from the time the group started shooting to kill him. The giant's body was then flown by helicopter to an unknown US base. In another mission related to the same operation, the US military is said to have dropped a Moab bomb on ISIS territory in April 13, 2017, but with the motive of killing the giants. Those giants were red-haired giants, and now they are awake. Red-haired giants came to Earth for control of the Pre-Adamites 500,000 years ago. Whether they are Igigi or Nephilims needs further investigation. As you may know, the Anunnaki have said to have created the human race by genetic manipulation to use them as a workforce. But before humans were created, the Igigis were used by the Anunnaki as their main workforce. The Igigi are said to have been the servants of the Anunnaki, who came to Earth to extract gold, but eventually they started a revolt against the Lords and the dictatorship of Enlil. For this reason, the Anunnaki genetically created humans to replace Igigi. But in the case of Nephilim, Nephilim means fallen. Nephilim was the product of the gods' children with the daughters of Adam. The Nephilim are known as the great warriors and giants of the Bible. The Bible says, "When man began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God that saw the daughters were attractive, and they took them as their wives as they chose. These were the mighty men who were of old, the men of renown." Genesis 6:1-4. But the negative reputation of the Nephilim was due to their mating children of God with the daughters of Adam, which is said to be one of the reasons for Noah's storm and the flood. Well, with a simple glance at the past, some of the material documents, we saw a lot in common between all the cases and maybe their connection with the red-haired giants. Races of red-haired giants ruled large areas of Earth at different times. As mentioned, they were created by the Creator before humans and were outcast after the creation of the humans. They are the fallen and outcast angels in the Book of Enoch. They have 6 fingers, a large forehead, a thick jaw and 2 rows of teeth. In fact, they have more teeth than humans, which is due to their genetic characteristics. Giants were used by pre-Adamites to rule over humans. When pre-Adamites disappeared, humans abandoned giants. The surviving giants mostly lived underground or in caves. They faced a level of hunger and disease they had never experienced before. They went hunting for food, and many of these hunts were human. In fact, they were cannibals. At this point, human groups began hunting giants, and that was the reason for them to hide in the inner earth. Many of them learned to adapt to the inner earth. The red-haired giants had clear instructions for their survivors. They had to hide and keep their population. As a result, some of them fell asleep using an unknown technology. This technology helps them when after 30,000 years of sleep they wake up. Only 20 minutes seem to have passed for them. Most of these giants are kept in places that are under control of the Cabal or are part of Draco's assets. As I said in the article and the video of the Ansar, some of them have taken refuge with the Ansar. The giants are said to expect to be able to free the rest of their people as well. According to documents and materials mentioned, it is possible that the Iraq War was due to the existence of a Stargate in Iraq. The war in Afghanistan may also be related to the gateways to the inner earth civilization, and this caused a confrontation with red-haired giants. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. If you'd like to hear more about that kind of thing, please visit Fact on his channel on Twitter. His handle is @DiscoverTruth00, or you can visit me and find out more about what I do on Twitter. My handle is @Mugsy4. Be excellent to each other, folks. Always. Peace.